if you want to connect deeply with another person, it's very helpful to do an MVC check-in round. In this video, I will share with you what this is, and I will also give you a demo.
Yeah, I feel like a little bit like hiding.
So a check-in round means that you share honestly what is going on in you in the moment. You go beyond the, I'm fine, I'm good, and you really share what is going on with you. The other person will listen either in silence, or they'll be using the other NVC empathic listening techniques. If you want to know more about that, I'll put a video up here. But just listening in silence is already very helpful to create a more safe place. So you won't be giving any judgments, you won't be giving any advices, you won't be interrupting with your own story or doing analysis. It's just like listening in silence or do the other NVC techniques. And so this creates a safe place for the other person to be more vulnerable, to open up more. And so you have more depth and more honesty and more connection with the other person. And so you can do this with one other person, but also with a group. If you do it with a group, I would recommend putting a timer. So you each share for a certain amount of time and you don't go over each other's, you don't make each other tired, from sharing more words than people enjoy. And the way you can propose this is just, sharing honestly what it is that you want to want to create with this other person. So, hey, I would like to connect more. I'd like to know more what's going on in you right now, or I would like to share actually honestly what's going on in me. Would you like to do this thing? And then you can show this video or just explain it to them. So let's go to the demo.
I'm calming down a little bit. Like I feel like my energy was really jumpy and now it's settling down. There is a little bit of sadness, maybe, just a tiny bit. Yeah, a tiny bit of sadness. It's because I had so many jackally thoughts all day, and a lot of worry. So I guess I'm mourning a bit, worrying so much about what I'm going to say, or what will people think, or how will people that know me think about this? Yeah, I feel like a little bit like hiding. Like I noticed I'm scared to look you in the eye or something. Yeah, I feel vulnerable. Vulnerable, I don't know the word. I don't know how to say it well. Yeah, and then the sadness for the amount of insecurities that, or thoughts that produce insecurity. It feels, I mourn the amount of it and how much time I spend fighting these thoughts in a way. Yeah. I'm also a little bit checking the time. Yeah, and it's really like it's also this the here's the tram. It's the worries about not even how I look, but what I'm going to think about how I look later. So it's really just extensive amount of worry. And right now somehow I'm seeing it, and it makes me feel sad. Yeah. Also a bit guilty. Yeah.
Guilty towards
Myself.
yourself.
Yeah. For just torturing myself. That's the thought. Yeah. Yeah, there is this like a need for. I noticed that I want more time to mourn. To mourn this. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm complete. I could talk more about it maybe, but I got an insight out of it.
Yeah. Thanks. Want to switch?
Yes.
Okay. First thing that is alive is I have a concern about the time. If the video is gonna take longer than, I don't know, people want. Then I also feel, I imagine, because I was touched with your sharing, and so I was imagining people being touched by it, like that it would contribute in that way. Yeah, because that people could relate to it, or I was imagining all of this while you were sharing. And I also somehow felt glad that you wanted to take time to mourn. Like I was like, oh, that sounds really pleasant. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, so what you were sharing is kind of alive in me now. Yeah, and I also had I did some self-connection this morning, and then I got to this very like old thought, I call it, because I've had it for a long time, that I have to work hard. And yeah, I also mourn it, that I'm a bit torn now, because I'm thinking, am I now going to tell a story? Because I also want to share a vulnerable story, or is it really alive? Yeah, I somehow I enjoy the silence a little bit. I enjoy the slowing down. Yeah, instead of I was maybe a bit in this mode today, of like fixing myself, like, I need to work on this, I need to change this, and then and yeah, when I really slow down and check in, I'm like, I don't want to have to do anything. I just want to relax and have fun. Yeah. And the last thing I also feel is like this connection with you. Like somehow I'm celebrating. I was having a flashback of like when we got to know each other. I don't even know, like 1 or 2 years ago. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, maybe a year and a half or something.
Okay. And yeah, I'm happy. I'm thankful that you take the leap to record a video about something vulnerable. Yeah. That's I'm complete. And so one more thing is that sometimes when people do this for the first time is that they think, now I have to be honest, and they try to share honestly with a kind of forcefulness. While actually what's more alive in them, what's actually honestly alive in them, is that maybe they're not ready to share a certain thing. And so I would recommend then to again follow what is most alive, which is, hey, I have something going on in me and I'm not quite ready to share, but I do feel uncomfortable about it. So just to share whatever layer is most alive, and so it's not about forcing yourself to be honest or forcing the other person to be more honest than they're ready for. And when a person is done sharing, you can just say thank you, or you can agree to share how it was to listen for you, how it was to hear the other person's words. And you still try to not give any advice or judgment, but just share, how do you feel? How did you feel when the other person was sharing? So I hope you enjoyed this demo. I'm very curious if you are already doing check-in rounds or if you want to do them and maybe you have some concerns still. Just let me know in the comments. I'm ready to answer your questions and to help you. And also, if you would like to see more videos like this, subscribe on YouTube so you can, you know whenever there's a new video. Okay, I'd like to see you again. Ciao.
Oh shit, I need to pee.
Okay, go. I would say, actually, I also need to pee. Yeah, I will follow.